It is a beautiful day to do some Dollar Tree DIYing with these acrylic boards you can find in the crafting section at Dollar Tree. Definitely don't walk by them. Grab a few the next time you're at the store, and I'm going to show you why in today's brand new video. Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Shannon from TheDailyDIYer.com, and this very first project is going to blow your mind. It is so easy and beginner friendly. Now we're going to dive in right now. Grab one of those acrylic boards. You're going to need some wood feet or finials, and this right here is my new favorite crafting supply. We will talk about that here in just a minute, but let's go ahead, dump out our little wood knobs. You can get these from Hobby Lobby, or I'll try to link some down below. But now let's talk about this awesome gold gilding paint. In the past, I've been obsessed with the Rub and Buff, which is kind of a cream that you rub into your different materials to make it look like gilded metal. This stuff trumps that. It is a 5 out of 5 in my books. It is so easy to use. You just paint it right on like a regular paint. Only one coat needed. It dries super fast. It is just amazing. And it's going to turn these wood finials into what look like gold gilded metal in no time at all. Like I said, dries fast. All that paint gets down into all those little details. I love it so much. So I'll link it down below for you. Definitely something I recommend adding to your craft stash. And here's what it looks like just a few minutes later, completely dry, ready to go. Beautiful. Now let's go ahead and put this DIY together. And this is the most satisfying part of these acrylic boards, is it comes with a clear plastic protective sheet on the front and the back. Go ahead and remove that. Like I said, very satisfying peeling that off. Now we're going to use teeny tiny dabs of E6000 glue that's going to adhere these finials onto the bottom side of this acrylic board. Now if I were to go back, I would have added a dab of glue onto each finial, and then it would have made it a lot easier to attach these onto the bottom. I wouldn't have had to hold that acrylic sheet in place and kind of like put the glue on one-handed. So there's a little tip and trick for you. That glue doesn't dry super quick, so you have some wiggle room in there to be able to move those finials around if you need to. And yeah, this is what it looks like. So quick and easy. This is literally like 10-15 minute project tops, and it just comes out looking so high-end, so classy, and you can use this in so many different areas of your home. I don't usually give second chances, but I gave HelloFresh a second chance, and honestly, I'm so glad that I did. The new HelloFresh has really stepped it up, and it actually fits my family's lifestyle perfectly now. One of the biggest changes, the menu. They've doubled their options, and it feels like I've got a customizable restaurant menu right at home. My family can be picky eaters, but now I can swap out veggies and proteins, which makes dinner time so much easier. And I'm just gonna be real, last time I didn't feel like the portion sizes were big enough, but the new HelloFresh has definitely fixed that. The meals are the perfect size to fill up my family while still keeping our portions healthy. Plus, I love that they've added more veggies and even high protein meals. Finally, recipes that help me hit my protein goal without sacrificing flavor. And for those nights when life is chaotic, which has been a lot lately, HelloFresh now has over 10 ready-made meals each week that heat up in just 3 minutes. It literally is a lifesaver when everyone's hungry and I don't have time to cook from scratch. So yes, I use and love HelloFresh, and you should give it a try too. It really is the easiest way to cook dinner and eat healthy, and now it's even better. So give a second chance to the new HelloFresh by using my code DailyDIYFM at HelloFresh.com for 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. 1 free meal per box with active subscription, free meals applied at discount on first box, new or returning subscribers only, varied by plan. Sign up today. You can click the link below or use my code DailyDIYFM at HelloFresh.com. And thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. Our next DIY is jaw-dropping and so easy at the same time. Go ahead, remove that clear plastic off the front and the back, and then turn it to where it is portrait, so it's skinny on the top and the bottom and long on the sides. You will need a piece of scrap wood to protect your work surface, and then grab a couple pieces of masking tape or painter's tape, and about 2 inches from the top, place one on the front and the back side of your board. Now you're going to need to find the center of your board, which in this case is 2.5 inches, so make a little mark on your painter's tape. And then we're gonna need some masonry drill bits. I'm gonna be using the 3/8 inch size here and a drill, obviously. And if you haven't seen this, I've been using these a lot in projects lately, so they are definitely coming in handy for me, and they are super duper cheap on Amazon. So I'll link them down below for you. We're gonna put a little bit of water onto the masking tape to make sure we don't burn our acrylic. And then once you have drilled a hole all the way through, go ahead and remove your masking tape. And then you want to clean up your acrylic with some soap and water. And we are going to turn this into a really useful but really pretty Post-it note holder. So take the back paper off your Post-it notes and you can stick those right onto the front underneath the hole of your acrylic board. And here is the fun part. Take a pencil, put the pointed side through the front, and then the rubber eraser in the back is actually going to help prop this up. So you just made a freestanding Post-it note holder that looks super pretty and, like I said, is also super functional. You're only going to need one of the boards for this next DIY. We are actually going to make a stand for it with a wood block. So you can use some scrap wood that you have, or I will link some that are already made down in the description box below, so you can skip this step altogether if you want to. But if you have scrap wood, just take a handsaw and a miter box and go ahead and you're going to saw out a little ridge and indentation into that block of wood so that we can then add our acrylic into that slot. And then, of course, before you add it into that block, you're going to remove the plastic off the front and the back side of your acrylic board, and then just make sure that it fits down into the wood block snugly so it doesn't just pop out or fall over. Next, you'll need a binder clip. This one is from Dollar Tree. It's really, really pretty. Check in their office supplies section. They have some real cute decorative ones. And you just clip that right to the top of your acrylic board. And then there's a few different ways you can actually use them. They're great for attaching notepads too. You can also use it to clip photos onto, which would be cute for your home decor. You could use this for table numbers for a party or event. You could even use these at party and events and put photos on them to display on your tables. We're gonna do some mega DIYing with this next project. So grab out a cutting mat and some clamps. We're gonna clamp our board onto the cutting mat with those clamps because we're going to use a ruler and cut 2-inch strips out of this acrylic board. So I thought it'd be a little proactive. I hit Amazon, grabbed one of these acrylic sheet cutters thinking it would be easier, but honestly, I'm just gonna save you the time here and just use a box cutter. It worked honestly even better, but I wanted to give this a try, and it said it only needed like 3 passes to be able to cut through acrylic sheets, so I thought it'd make it easier. Honestly, it didn't. It was pretty much the same for using that or a box cutter, and you probably already have a box cutter, but if you want to check out the acrylic cutter, I will link it down below for you if you want to give it a go. It could have been user error on my part, and maybe I just needed some more practice, but I honestly just came in with my box cutter and cut several lines into the acrylic, about 10 on each side, before being able to come in and just pop it and break it off. So my first one was okay. It was my trial one. I'd never done this before. So you do get better as you go. And you can get 3 or 4 of these strips out of the sheet, depending on how wide you want to cut them. But we're going to go with these 2. And we're going to turn these into bookmarks. And we do need to drill a hole into the top of this one again. So I used the 1/4 inch size masonry drill bit for this project. And again, going to use a little bit of water on there. I didn't use the masking tape because I left the clear coating on the front and the back that kind of did the same job for me. Just take it slow and you can easily drill a hole into the top of each one of these strips. Then you can go ahead and remove the protective coating on the front and the back. And I have a couple different ways of how you can decorate these and make them extra cute. So we're gonna Mod Podge a napkin onto the back of this one. So just take some Mod Podge, put it on there, flip your napkin to the front side, pick a good spot, press it down. The one thing I forgot to do was remove the second layer of the napkin off the back. Not a big deal. We're going to do that here in just a second, but I laid this down in there and then took my scissors and cut out around the acrylic sheet. Now we need to seal that napkin in there. This is where I end up taking that second layer of napkin off. So do that before then adding some more Mod Podge to the back to seal it in. Let it dry and then it's gonna look like this. We want to make sure to poke the hole out at the top with something pokey just to make sure we have the hole opening. And then you can add something decorative to the hole. We are gonna do a piece of embroidery floss and a tassel. You can make your own tassel, or I found these cute ones on Amazon, so I'll link those down below for you too. So you can do this technique with napkins or tissue paper and really get unique looks. This next one, we're gonna do a little bit differently. Go ahead, remove that plastic coating off the front and the back. This one was one that is my first one. I didn't really cut through really great. So I just came in with some pliers to kind of clean it up. If your edges are rough at all, just take some 100 grit sandpaper and kind of sand down the edges and that will help. And for this one, we're gonna add some acrylic paint on the back and kind of give it sort of a watercolor look to add some style to it. So whatever color you want, we're gonna just brush that on in a random way and let that first coat dry, and then we'll come back in and do a second coat. All right, so here's what it's looking like after 2 coats. It's dry now. We can go on to the next step. I'm gonna add a vinyl decal to the front of it. So I've actually flipped the paint to the back side. And this is the clear front top side that we're gonna apply the vinyl decal to. I am using the font Bella Rosa here, but if you don't have a vinyl machine, grab out a paint pen and you can just write a name on the front of it that way, free-handed too. And then same thing here, just using some embroidery thread and a tassel to finish off the bookmark. Next, we're gonna make a Christmas countdown. It's a great idea to make this now so you have it ready once the holiday season gets here. We're gonna take a wood star, this is from Hobby Lobby, but if I can find some, I'll link them down below for you. We're just gonna paint the sides, front, and back of this star with some white chalk paint. Now I'm going to apply a vinyl decal to the front of our acrylic board. I do have this SVG file linked down below for you, so you can just click that link, download it, and you can use it with your vinyl cutting machines. But again, if you don't have a vinyl machine, grab out your paint pens and you can freehand this design on the front of your acrylic board. I also cut out some gold stars that are part of this SVG file. We're going to kind of randomly place those around, but we're going to add the main decal, which says "Sleeps Until Santa Arrives," onto the front center of our acrylic board first. We're going to turn that star into a dry erase board using some of this dry erase wallpaper you can get from Dollar Tree. It's peel and stick. And what I'm going to do is just cut out a square that's big enough to fit the size of the star. We're going to peel the paper backing off, place the star onto that wallpaper, and then take an X-Acto knife and cut around the star so it fits on there perfectly. If you love Christmas crafting, you want to head over to my other YouTube channel called The Cozy Christmas Cottage. I'll link it down below for you. We do weekly budget-friendly DIYs over there, all with a Christmas theme. And here is our dry erase star that we're going to use some E6000 glue, a little bit of hot glue for good measure. Stick that onto the front corner of your acrylic board and let it dry. I set this acrylic board in that same block that we made earlier just to show you you could use that as a stand if you wanted to. And yes, you are definitely able to take a dry erase marker to be able to write your number onto the star, erase it, and adjust it as we get closer to Christmas. Now, speaking of dry erase, this is an easy peasy acrylic board DIY. Since these are 5x7 size, you actually are able to fit these right into the center of a 5x7 picture frame, which this one actually happens to be from Dollar Tree, a really, really cute one. All we have to do is remove the glass and all the insides of this frame. We're going to put a backing on there. This is totally optional, but I thought it would be pretty. So I found one that was kind of neutral because we're going to use a black dry erase marker. You want to be able to see what you're writing on there, so nothing too dark. We're going to remove the glass, put the acrylic sheet in instead, and I was going to do this side, but then whenever I cut it, a happy accident kind of happened, and the other side of my double-sided scrapbook paper looked prettier, so we're going to go with that instead. Put the stand back on the back, just clamp down all of the tabs. Just that easy. And then you just use your dry erase marker to write all kinds of different things on here, such as to-do lists and more. Now I'm sure you're thinking, yeah, you probably didn't have to do the acrylic. You could have left the glass in there. It works the same, and you absolutely can. But if you're going to put this maybe in a kid's room or in an area where kids or dogs or pets might be that knock it over, this will definitely save you having to clean up glass if it ever breaks. The acrylic obviously is going to stay intact. It's a little bit more safe. Up until this point, we've been using 5x7 size acrylic boards, but this is a unicorn find. They are 8x10 size acrylic boards that sometimes you can find at Dollar Tree. If you do, grab them. They are great for creating our next project. We need a little bit bigger of a board to make a cute and easy tray. So you're going to grab a couple handles, drawer pulls from Dollar Tree in their hardware section, and we're just going to glue them onto the sides, and it is like a quick and easy 5-minute DIY. Now I love the Dollar Tree has lots of different options when it comes to their drawer pulls. I grabbed the gold ones. I thought they were kind of fancy, and all you have to do is use some E6000 glue on the handles instead of the screws, and then just stick them right on the ends of the short side of your acrylic board. E6000 does take 24 hours to dry, so let this sit overnight and then you're able to use it and pull those handles up and down to move it around, or you just use it to display cute things on, kind of a high-end looking tray, jewelry. You can put candles on here, so many different things. Now, if you can't find these acrylic boards at Dollar Tree, no worries. I will link some down in the description box below for you, along with all the other supplies that I used in today's video. Also, don't forget that free SVG file will be linked down there as well. Also, don't forget to grab your deal to HelloFresh. That will be linked down below for you. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you in the next one. Have a creative day.